Hey everybody. Today I'm not doing a console review per se, but I'm definitely doing something very important to my retro gaming setup. So, this right here is a Sony PVM. I ended up getting it for a decent price, and luckily for me it was a local pickup, so I didn't have to pay for any freight shipping because these things are very heavy. But yeah, this model in particular is the Sony PVM 20L5. And yeah, it's just a really amazing monitor to play all your retro games on. I would say this is probably one of the best ways to play your retro games through a PVM or even a BVM if you could find one. And yeah, so let me let's look at the back for a bit. Okay, so there's the model number, PVM 2005, manufactured February 2003, so it's a little bit of an oldie. And back here, it has a good amount of connections. I'll go from left to right. So you have your composite in and out, your S-video in and out, another composite in and out, RGB component in and out, and your external sync in and out, and mono audio in and out. So you're probably wondering why I keep saying in and out, right? Well, PVMs and BVMs they're not made for your average consumer. They're made for professional use. So you would definitely find these monitors in like production studios or security offices or even like a doctor's office. And the reason I say in and out is because it takes a connection. Like let's say for example, this right here, my BNC cables. If you hook up another pair of BNC cables and from here connect it to another PVM, it'll show you the exact same image that this PVM is receiving. That's what's called daisy chaining. So yeah, very useful. You know, you don't have to connect different sources to different monitors. It could just all be coming from one. So and just one more thing. So people may be wondering what a BNC cable is. Well, okay, these are professional grade cables. In other words, they're used for professional use. And one of the interesting things about these cables is they have a kind of a lock. So you twist and you pull, and that's what a BNC cable looks like. It has kind of a lock mechanism on the side. So this is very important for, I would say, anything that's running like 24 hours, so these cables don't accidentally get unplugged. So yeah, like I said, this is made for production use. So there's nothing really that's going to pull this cable out unless you yank it out, of course. But I mean, why would you do that? And then the silver tabs in the back, right there, these are for option cards. Now, I think the option cards that are available for this PVM in particular are SDI, HD SDI, and RGB component cards. I would assume that HD SDI is like an equivalent to HDMI. So technically, this PVM can also accept like a 1080i connection, or resolution, I should say, which is really impressive, you know, especially for a monitor that was made in 2003, you know. So, all right. Here we go. Just adjust everything. So, all right, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show off a little bit of my consoles and to let you get an idea of what everybody's talking about when it comes to, you know, oh, I can't play retro games without scan lines and such. Well, PVMs are known to produce scan lines for lower resolution I guess, consoles. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. And, alright, so the way I'm running all of this, because, you know, regular consoles don't necessarily have BNC cables. So what I do is I have a G-SCART switch, and I have SCART cables connected to every console, except for my GameCube. That's a component to SCART pass-through. So I have every SCART connection that I have connected, except for my Xbox. I just don't have room for that big thing. But how I'm running all of this is I have a VGA to BNC cable running to the back. And then for my audio, I have a 3.5 millimeter cable running to the back of my little soundbar that I bought a while back. So, alright, let me just go down the line. So, my first console I'm going to try or show you guys is the Wonder Mega. So, alright, let me get this turned on. I love when the lights turn on the side. That's just that's so cool. So when you see the lights turned on, these are all the options. So, all right, let's try the Wonder Mega. So you see how it boots in 480i initially? So it turns a 240p source into 480i. It upscales it, I believe, or it just natively this monitor just doesn't support 240p. So I think, yeah, it converts it to 480i. If I'm incorrect by what I just said, somebody please correct me. That's what I think it does, but I could be wrong. Okay, let's try some Sonic. Okay. So when you're playing a 480i source, there's something called, or you'll see something called scan lines. Now what scan lines are, is since the 240p image is doubled to match the ratio of this this monitor to 480i, you'll see that every other line is skipped. So you'll see a black line between every other line. So let me get in here and you'll see what I mean. So these are scan lines. And to some people, these are very, very, very important to play 240p games or 480i even. For me, I wasn't really too crazy about scan lines, but I could see why people are, you know, very interested in getting that image, you know, produced in one way, shape, or form. Alright, so that's my Wonder Mega, or a Sega Genesis if you will. Yeah, I think it looks great. So, let me just get in one more time to show you what I mean. Every other line is skipped, so I just love how it looks. It's really nice. Okay, so next I'll show you the PS2. I think I have Gran Turismo 4 in here. Let's see. I think I do. Man, you know, if you own a PS2, you know that this one right here is showing its age. Because it would load the game right off the bat instead of going into that browser option. I mean, it's just a grim reminder that, you know, all your consoles they're not meant to last forever, so. Yeah, this is Gran Turismo 4, by the way. Let me just get in here a little bit. I forgot what I was doing in this game. You know, it's a simulator, so it's like an RPG. So you just have to keep track of where you left off. I mean, I don't even know where I am, but I'll just drive something really quick. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I think I have this in 16:9, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot. Because I was playing it in my LCD. Oh, I love this car. It's so fast and it makes some really good turns. Yeah, but it doesn't turn very well when you play one-handed, so I'm just getting in here a little bit. Yeah, even for PS2 games, you see some scan lines. So, all right, that's my PS2. And okay, so now I'm gonna show off a little bit of Mega Man X, possibly my favorite game. Oh, playing one-handed sucks, but until I get like a tripod or something, this is probably what I'm gonna have to deal with. But let me just get in a little bit to show you what it looks like. So yeah, really crispy. I mean, I've never seen Mega Man X so good looking. Okay, so that's my SNES. And now, yeah, I'll be showing off my Hitachi High Saturnami. And I think I have Street Fighter Alpha Warrior's Dreams in here. I think I do. Alright, let's turn this on. I keep pressing the button. You know, for this one, I'll just let the intro run through. It's a nice intro. Instead of actually showing some gameplay. Well, me trying to show one-handed gameplay. I'm just getting a little bit. And let me just show Ryu real quick. Yep, looks really nice with those scan lines. So, okay. Okay, what's next? Let's see. My Dreamcast. So, I recently got a hold of, let me just get in back here, a Toro. Now, what the Toro is it's a VGA and a SCART box for your Dreamcast. It's a really well built VGA box. I mean, even compared to the original one, I mean, this one just gives you a little more options like scan lines and such, but it produces an amazing picture. So yeah, let's see it. So for this box, it switches to 480p, and I gotta say, it looks amazing. Oh, my battery died inside of the Dreamcast, so it's always gonna ask me to put in the time and the date and such. So I think 480p won't generate scan lines per se, but it'll definitely have a really nice image. Okay. Let me just make all them. Now I'm just gonna get my ass kicked here. I don't really think I could play one-handed, but geez, I'll try. No. So let me just get in here and show you guys what it looks like. Yeah, so as far as I could see, it looks really good. I mean, even without the scan lines or whatever, I mean, it's just such a really, it's so crisp, like this image. So, alright. That's my Dreamcast using the Toro. And last but not least, I saved the GameCube or the Panasonic Cube for last for a reason. And I wanted to show you why. So, this monitor, when you change from an RGB source to a component source, you have to change a few things. So I'll show you. So we hit menu, and it'll say format RGB, right? So you go down, and I'm sorry for the flickering. I mean, that's just my camera. It's not the TV itself or the monitor. So you select RGB component select, and you have to switch it to component. Okay. And then you have to turn off external, or you turn on external sync. I'm sorry, I believe. So let's see. So you hit the external sync button, and now you're good to go to play any component source. So let's see. So it'll boot in 480i first, but if anyone knows, Melee supports progressive scan. See? 480p. When this game first came out, I was like, man, I have never seen graphics like this. I mean, we all say like all Final Fantasy games are like, the most amazing eye candy you'll ever see in a game. True, but for the GameCube, oh, this game, even after all these titles came out, this game still had one of the best, if not the best graphics for this console. And this was like pretty much a launch title, so crazy. Okay. So, for the sake of not embarrassing myself, I'm just going to put the CPU everywhere. I'll put them all at level 9. And for me, I don't know, who's top tier in this game? Or Foxes, right? Yeah. I think he is. I forgot my tier list for this game. And of course, everybody's favorite, Final Destination. I will say something though. The image looks a little dark. I still haven't played around with the PVM very much, but for now, I mean, you know, it looks great. You know, like, let me see. Let me zoom in here. And there's Fox flying over. So. Oh, doggy dog. Okay. So that's the Panasonic Q running with component cables through a pass-through into you know, this PVM. Okay. So overall, you know, my thoughts on the PVMs and the BVMs and such is, there are definitely other cheaper alternatives out there to get really good picture quality from modern day televisions and consumer grade televisions while I'm at it. But, you know, if you have the money and you have the space, that's two very important things. Yeah, get yourself a PVM or a BVM for a decent price. Once again, to those that are on kind of a tight budget, they're starting to get very expensive. One word of advice I will give, for anyone who's interested in any of these, definitely try to look at like Craigslist, or try to go to like Goodwill, or, you know, maybe go on a hunt one day if you have some free time to I don't know, like a TV studio, and you know, maybe you'll get lucky. Once again, I think the reason why people, or, you know, video gamers that take, you know, their video gaming seriously, they prefer to play on like a cathode tube TV or monitor, is because, well, all these consoles like the Wonder Mega, the SNES, even the PS2 to an extent, they were all really made to be played on cathode tube TVs. So I guess in response to preserving the original image of how a video game was supposed to be presented, I think that's why people are going, you know, head over heels for one of these things. But alright, so for those looking for one, good luck. And for those who have one, it's an amazing piece of hardware. You know, definitely something a retro gamer, you know, should look into in the near future if possible. So, okay, until next time.